early life and beginnings. Owen Hargreaves was born on January 20, 1981, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, to British parents. Although born in Canada, Hargreaves' footballing roots are deeply tied to England, and he would go on to represent the England national football team. Raised in a family with a football background, Owen was introduced to the game early on and quickly showed an aptitude for the sport. His passion for football was nurtured from a young age, and by the time he was a teenager, it was clear he had the potential to play at a professional level. Hargreaves initially played youth football in Canada, but his career took a pivotal turn when he moved to England in the mid-1990s. He joined the Bayern Munich youth system in Germany at the age of 16, after being spotted by scouts from the renowned Bayern Munich Academy during a youth tournament. Despite being born outside of Europe, Hargreaves had dual nationality and was eligible to play for both Canada and England. His move to Germany, however, was the beginning of what would be a long and successful professional career. Breakthrough at Bayern Munich. Hargreaves made his professional debut for Bayern Munich in 1999, marking the beginning of his rise to prominence. Although still a young player, Hargreaves quickly impressed the Bayern coaching staff, including Ottmar Hitzfeld, with his work ethic, defensive versatility, and technical ability. He was primarily used as a midfielder but was capable of performing a variety of roles, whether as a defensive midfielder, a right back, or in central midfield. His adaptability was one of the standout features of his game, and this versatility would become a defining characteristic throughout his career. His time at Bayern Munich was highly successful, as the team enjoyed domestic and European glory. Hargreaves was a key figure in Bayern's triumphs, helping the club win several Bundesliga titles, DFB Pokal Cups, and UEFA Champions League honors. His first major success came in 2001, when Bayern Munich won the Champions League, defeating Valencia in a dramatic penalty shootout. Hargreaves' contribution to this victory, though not in the spotlight as the team's star players, was essential, as he played a defensive midfield role and contributed both offensively and defensively in crucial games. One of Hargreaves' most iconic moments at Bayern came during the 2001 Champions League final, where he delivered an outstanding performance in both the final and throughout the tournament. His gritty determination, ability to break up opposition attacks, and resilience in high-pressure moments set him apart from many of his peers. International career, representing England. Despite being born in Canada, Hargreaves chose to represent England at the international level. This decision was made in part due to his upbringing in England and his long-term association with English football through his time in Bayern Munich. His international debut for England came in 2001, when he was called up for the 2002 FIFA World Cup under manager Sven-Göran Eriksson. Hargreaves' World Cup campaign was a defining period in his international career. He featured prominently in England's midfield alongside David Beckham, Steven Gerrard, and Paul Scholes. Though England's tournament ended in disappointment with a quarter-final exit, Hargreaves had made a significant impression with his tireless performances in midfield. His discipline and work rate allowed him to earn a place as a regular in the England squad for the next few years. As the years went by, Hargreaves became a key player for England, particularly during the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany. While England's run ended in heartbreak at the hands of Portugal in the semi-finals, Hargreaves was one of the standout players, putting in dominant performances in central midfield. His penalty shootout performance against Portugal, in which he scored a well-taken penalty, was another highlight of his career with England. Despite his impressive individual performances, Hargreaves faced challenges with injuries that limited his international appearances. However, he remained a reliable option for England in important fixtures, even during times when his club career was marred by injury struggles. By the time of the 2010 World Cup, Hargreaves' international career had come to an end, with only 42 caps for his country, but his contribution to the team was undeniable. Move to the Premier League, Manchester United. In 2007, after a decade of success at Bayern Munich, Hargreaves made a high-profile move to Manchester United, signing for £17 million under manager Sir Alex Ferguson. The transfer was a major statement of intent, as United were looking to bolster their midfield options following the departure of Roy Keane and the long-term injury problems faced by other midfielders. Hargreaves' versatility, defensive capabilities, and ability to break up opposition play made him a perfect fit for Ferguson's midfield. Hargreaves' first season at Manchester United was a relative success. He made several key appearances, including in the 2008 UEFA Champions League final against Chelsea, which United won in a dramatic penalty shootout. Though Hargreaves had limited playing time in the final, his contributions throughout the tournament, including crucial games in the knockout rounds, were vital to United's overall success. The Premier League title and Champions League victory marked the peak of Hargreaves' time at Manchester United, but unfortunately, his career with the club was blighted by persistent injury problems. Despite the promise of his early years at the club, Hargreaves struggled with knee injuries throughout his time at Old Trafford. These injuries meant that he was unable to fulfill his potential as the reliable midfield enforcer that Sir Alex Ferguson had hoped for. In total, Hargreaves made just 39 appearances in 4 seasons with Manchester United, with most of those coming in the earlier years of his contract. Nevertheless, his part in United's 2008 Champions League victory was a significant achievement in his career. Injuries and the end of a promising career. Owen Hargreaves' career was sadly marred by injuries, particularly to his knees. After the 2008 season, the midfielder was plagued by knee problems, which ultimately led to his being sidelined for most of his time at Manchester United. His struggles with fitness kept him from fulfilling his true potential at United and were a major source of frustration for both the player and the club. Despite several surgeries, Hargreaves was unable to return to the level of performance he had once shown, and after limited appearances, he was released by Manchester United in 2011. After leaving Manchester United, Hargreaves made a brief return to football with Manchester City, where he signed a short-term contract in 2011. However, injuries once again curtailed his ability to make an impact, and he retired from professional football in 2012. Legacy and post-retirement. Despite his injury woes, Owen Hargreaves' career remains one of great distinction. He was known for his intelligence on the field, his tireless running, and his ability to break up opposition attacks while maintaining a creative outlet. His technical ability, combined with his versatility, made him one of the most highly regarded midfielders of his generation. Though his career was shorter than many would have hoped, his time at Bayern Munich and Manchester United showcased his abilities on the biggest stages, and his international exploits with England solidified his place in English football history. Post-retirement, Hargreaves transitioned into media work, offering analysis on football, particularly on the English game, for major broadcasters. He remains an insightful pundit with a unique perspective, having played at the highest level both domestically and internationally. Hargreaves will be remembered for his professionalism, his commitment to the game, and his resilience in overcoming injury setbacks. He may have had a career that was ultimately limited by injury, but his contributions to the clubs and national teams he represented remain significant.